Hey, what's going on, everybody? Okay, this is Ash coming at you. So this topic is about delegation. You know, a lot of business owners, especially small and medium-sized companies, generally doing anywhere from $500,000 to like up to even 40, 50 million. Delegation they've failed to do, and delegation is a skill that all business owners need to master. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a vital part to scale your business. All right, if you're looking to just work in your business like a job, don't delegate. Keep working, the grind, as they call it. Now, I frequently see business owners fail to delegate in two key areas. Now, one is they simply can't delegate, and that is in the area they don't want to give up control. And they think that they must do everything because no one can do it better than themselves. The old saying is that if it's to be, it's up to me, right? Well, in business, as you grow and scale your business, you need to figure out how to get your expertise out to your other people, or in today's world, in AI now and systems. So we're going to talk about that and how you can do that. Now, the inability to give up control is like kryptonite for business owners. If you can't successfully delegate, your business won't scale. And in fact, your competitors will beat you out of the business. Okay, and you're going to get your quality of life is the biggest thing that it affects your business when you can't delegate, because it's all coming into you. You're kind of like the center of the nucleus. Everything is dependent on you. So obviously you become the VIP, the very important person in that company. But that's a double-edged sword, because without you, guess what? The business can't function correctly. And in some cases, it'll probably go bankrupt if you're not there mastering and running your business properly. So you must have confidence in your team or in systems, or even having an outside consultant to help you to get you to your next level. Okay. Now you should be able to train them so properly in your own team so you can do your job as well, if not better. Now think about this. Most business owners' background, if I was to ask them, come from a technical background. I'll give you an example. Let's say an electrical contractor, for example, or an HVAC contractor. Where do you think they started? They were a technician. They got out of high school maybe, or they went to trade school, learn about HVAC or electrical, or they might have found a job as a journeyman or as a part-time person working for their dad or for their family members, or just starting it out, learning the basics, the ins and outs. 5 or 10 years later, guess what? They're now about 30 or 40 years old. They say, hey, I've had it. I want to have my own business. I see the boss making all this money on a contract. I'm making maybe 40, 50 bucks an hour, and I want to, he's making a lot more than that, and I'm doing all the work. So with that mindset, they go into business. So guess what happens? And a business owner now, he's now putting on the business owner's hat. But what's his background? His background is in the electrical technician part of the business. So he knows the skill. Right? He definitely does. But the skill is, it's just like as if I was to take, let's say in a professional athlete, okay? The skill that he has is how to, let's say in football, knows how to play football. If I put him in a position of coaching other football players, yes, he might be able to do that job, but his skill is really in the field, right? To analyze other people's performance, that's not his job. That's why a consultant, an outside person who has familiarity with their business, can be a definite benefit to help you delegate properly. This is why it's so important. Now, the second area is where I see the business owners fail is they have too much trust. They give up a team member as assigned and they never follow up. So they say, hey, you handle it. Just let me know when it's done. Hasta la vista, baby, right? They say, I'm out of here. So they over-delegate and they don't know how to manage and track their delegation properly. So there's some systems in there that they need to understand how to use. When you give an assignment, trust that they'll complete, but they have touch points so you can verify the assignments and be successful in executing. This is called ATMI. What does that stand for? Accurate, timely management information. You need to have those accurate, and you can word it like different KPIs if you want to call it, key performance indicators, right? But if you have accurate, timely management information or leadership information, you can manage the business better, and therefore you're not like running like a chicken with a head cut off, trying to micromanage everything. And don't micromanage it, because consistently check on it to track your progress. This allows you to address any bottlenecks in real time and keep things moving on track. I'll give you an example. Accountants, for example, are people who give you information about your business from an accounting standpoint, right? But the problem is they give it to you maybe every quarter or once a year. By that time, you have gotten the information, it's too late to make changes. The best time to make a change is when the problem just arises. I'll give you an analogy. When's the best time to quit smoking? The day you just light up your first one. That's the best time to quit because it's easy. You haven't kicked into the habit yet. So same thing in business. Tracking your business consistently. I'll give you another analogy here. If you were flying an aircraft from New York to LA and the aircraft has instrument panel, did you know that over 90% of the time it's off course because of the weather, because of things happening in the plane? There's so much turbulence, but it stays on course. It corrects itself every second. So you need to correct your business every second as you're running it, because there's things that are going to get you off track. And if you don't get off track, guess what happens? And you keep going in that 5% off track, let's say that plane from going to New York, if it gets off by track by even 2 or 3%, it's going to end up maybe down in Mexico or somewhere. That's exactly how you should manage your business. And you could have systems doing that today with AI. There are some things that you should know and understand how to use that. Now, the biggest advice for business owners around struggling to delegate is to trust thyself, okay? Have trust in your team, never give up, and also have proper SOPs in place. These SOPs allows to, what does that stand for? It's standard operating procedures, for those of you who don't know. And having tracking and giving them direction and giving them the end result. This is what needs to accomplish by this date, and give them the tools and how to do it, and give them the proper training and how to do it. Don't just say, hey, I want this done. Just get it done. I don't care how you do it. Just get it done. That's not the way to manage. Get it done by using the right tools. Give them a strategy, because most employees are not business owners. They don't think like a business. They are following direction. You're a director of the company. Direction is what you should give them. This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. Give them the tools and even give them an example how to do it yourself first. Watch them. Have them shadow you. This is a great way to delegate. So I hope this video made more sense. Make sure you connect with us so we can get you to the next level. All right, take care.